One of the things I want to go over is we've seen this before in Cameron's unpacking video, or should I say assembly video. So I'm not going to repeat a lot of the parts you guys have already seen. You know, when it comes to you, it comes with all, as a fully assembled unit. All these bolts will be installed. After you remove them all, you'll find inside the two intercooler cores already pre-assembled. These are not fully bolted on yet. To remove these, there's a number of bolts, around this perimeter here that you have to remove. And in the front, there are 3 bolts that hold the seals in place. Do those last. Take the top ones off, then remove the 3 from the front, and that will release the seals. And to get the cores out, just put it in an edge. Hopefully, this is coming on the camera. Yep. And just push from under, and you can lift them up like so. Very simple. The other thing is the bypass. You have to remove it from the OEM supercharger and put that in here before you put everything together. I recommend that you install the throttle body before you mount the blower back in the engine bay, as it's a very hard thing to do. Once it's installed, you got the firewall literally here. And I mean, you can, but it's harder to get back there to put the throttle body on. So just a note, or you could do it whichever way you feel comfortable with. But this is to the point you need to take your supercharger as far as pre-installing into the engine bay. Have this handy. Remove the map sensor from the back of the OEM supercharger that goes back here. I believe this is a pressure sensor. I don't know if they relate to it as map, but remove it, and that just bolts on right here, and it will just attach to the OEM harness, no problem. But anything here, it's all come pre-assembled. Don't be taking it off. There's no reason to it. And some of it has Loctite, so it doesn't come off easy and things like that. All right. All right, so I'm gonna start with the map sensor. So with the map sensor in hand, pretty much get your unit, get the 2 bolts. You can use the OEM bolts as well. And all you need to do is press this baby in. Very simple. You can choose to lubricate the O-ring seal. It's not a bad thing to do. Just to keep it healthy, and also so it installs easy without binding or pinching. And she's on. And she's on. All right, so I received a very nice throttle body from Vast AC. About to reveal that package in a minute. The supercharger comes with this adapter plate mounted already to the supercharger with 4 bolts. You don't reuse the bolts that come with it. That's just to keep everything in place. Remove those bolts. Use the provided bolts to attach the supercharger correctly. Those should be labeled in a bag. And look at that. Wow, she's beautiful. Very nice, very nice. So anyway, so this adapter plate mounts to the back. Both go in there. And the throttle body mounts with the motor pointing upwards. I recommend you thread the bolts by hand first, unless, at least get the thread started by hand. Don't go using a machine tool immediately. That's an easy way to get in trouble and corrupt thread. A piece of hardware that will be very hard to replace. So get them all started. And they're good to go. And that adapter fits up to a 90mm throttle body. So this one specifically is 85. So we still have room to go if we needed to. The throttle bodies from APR, 034, various aftermarket throttle bodies out there, different brands, different companies make one. So you could use any one of them, as they all use the same bolt pattern. Just check it with your tuner, make sure that they support a throttle body. I'm not very versed on everything throttle bodies as far as tunes and compatibility goes, so definitely check with your tuner. Click, click. All right, and that's the throttle body assembly. Very simple. Mounts like so. All right, so a couple of notes before I take this baby to the car. This is where you want to be before you go mount it to the car. Everything is already pre-assembled, like I mentioned. The only thing you got to mount up is the throttle body and the map sensor in the back. I do send these with the map sensors already pre-installed. There is a rewiring procedure that I will walk you guys through later in the video, and that's also on Cameron's Audi C7 owner's video as well. He goes through the repinning process, but pretty much, you can have the pulley. The pulley is already pre-installed, so unless you bought some sort of upgrade, you shouldn't have to remove it. Everything is just ready to go. All the seals are in place and all good to go.